everybody, I'm Nikki D and this is 5 Dog Farm. I have been on a dehydrating kick lately. I don't know, I go through phases. And onions have been at the top of my list. Mr. Blue Jeans has been bringing home big sacks of onions and I have been happy to have them. I've made plain dehydrated onions. I've been vacuum bagging most of them, but leaving the ones I'm going to use immediately out in my favorite mason jars. I also did a recipe of balsamic dehydrated onions that is delicious. And dehydrating all of these onions brought me to a special place when I was a kid. One of my favorite foods, and it still is good old-fashioned onion dip. I love chips and onion dip. I could pass up a chocolate bar all day long, but you put chips and onion dip in front of me, I am in that bowl, probably trying to bribe you away with the chocolate bar. Love it. So when I was younger, I used to come home from school and I'd fix myself a little snack, and it was usually onion dip. And one day we didn't have any. So having grown up with my grandma who was teaching me how to cook, I knew all about beef bouillon, I knew the flavor, and I knew it was in the onion mix. So I went in the cupboard and I got my onion flakes and I got some beef bouillon and I put it together and I was a happy camper. Growing up, I've added a few more things to it. I still make onion dip, I still love it. And I decided with all of these onions that I had been dehydrating, I'm going to go ahead and vacuum pack my own little onion dip mix packages. It is this simple. You need 1/3 of a cup of onion flakes, which I'm going to whir up right here from my little stash of dehydrated onions that we just did, so give me a second here. The nice thing is you can make the flakes whatever size you want. In time, I hope to do onion powder and garlic powder as well. I haven't gotten that far yet. Kind of wanted to get to the onion dip mix first. So here we go. Got a couple of big pieces, but you know, just kind of tear that in. Big deal. No sweat. We can work with that. So popping that into the bowl. 1/3 of a cup of onions. The other thing you're going to want is dried beef bouillon mix. I happen to have these cubes, so that's what I used. It's 7 tablespoons. I know that they sell it loose, probably more in restaurant packs of beef bouillon that aren't the cubes, but I didn't have that, so I opened 21 of these little suckers and smashed them up with my very strong farm hands into the bowl so that we have 7 tablespoons of beef bouillon. Is this looking familiar to you? Yeah. You could probably add chives to it. I also like, do you remember the green onion dip mix? I like that too. Maybe add some green onions to it. That's the fun part. You can play. But I'm sticking to the classic onion soup dip mix. So what else did I put in? All right, I put in 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder and 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. You could use, I just use regular organic paprika. You could use the Hungarian smoked kind for a smoky flavor. And 1/4 teaspoon of garlic, because onion is the star here. So you just pop all that in. Do not add salt. These bouillon cubes are salty. You don't need to add salt. You could add pepper if you wanted to. I don't want to, so I'm not going to. And stir it up. And we're done. I know, it's so easy. So 5 tablespoons of this mix will equal 1 of the soup packets of dip mix. I usually don't make that much. I don't have a lot of time to entertain here. So I'll make a small amount, because if I make the whole sour cream tub, I will sit down and I will eat the whole sour cream tub. So I make enough for all of us to have a nice little snack of chips and dip every once in a while. So look, that looks just like the kind that you get from the store. It tastes better as far as I'm concerned. You're in control of what you have in it. You can even make your garlic powder and your onion powder. So I'm pretty excited about this recipe. Play with it. If you change the recipe up, let me know on the blog, where I will have a printable recipe for you. If you go to 5dog.farm, just click on Eat. You'll find it in there under snacks or appetizers. And enjoy, because sometimes you just need to go back to your childhood and have some fun. Thanks for joining me. This is Nikki D at 5 Dog Farm. I'll talk to you soon.